Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I'm going to be sharing a wedding centerpiece DIY for a book themed wedding. I've been doing a lot of wedding decor videos for a recent wedding that I did some work for. And this is one of the books that I'm using. I covered two books for each table. This one with this ivory colored satin material and another that I covered with some pink fabric. So I hope you can stick around and see how I put everything together. Here I'm just trimming off the edges, cutting a few snips here to make sure everything folds up really nicely. As you see, I'm just cutting off the excess on one side and then I'm trimming a diagonal piece on the other so that when it folds over there's not excess material bunching up. So I'm just going through and doing that on all sides, making sure everything is nice and smooth. And I'm going to cover another book with pink fabric just to contrast, and I'll show you that one coming up. There are a few elements to this centerpiece, so I hope you stick around to see all the pieces and then the final result at the end, of course. If you like this video, I hope you can give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out, and hope you enjoy. So here's the first book all complete. Just showing it from different angles to see how smooth it is. I tried to get it as smooth as possible. This one is going to be laying flat on the table, and then the pink book is going to be sitting up on top of it. And here's the pink one. See, it has a nice texture to it. Even has almost like lines of white in it. I used a little bit of tulle just to give it an added little detail. This book and several others, I was able to go through the spine, and for the ones that were a problem, I actually stuck a wooden dowel down there and then guided this strip of tulle into it and then tied a knot at the bottom. So this is how it looks on the inside, and what I'm going to do, what I've already done with several others, is just put a line of glue around here and then close it so that this front page is going to be glued to this so you don't see that part. And I've done it for a couple of others. So yeah, I did it for this one, but for this one and this one I wasn't able to get the tulle to go down the spine of it. These are a little bit thinner, so I just put it on the inside of each of these, and there you can see it. And then I just put books on top and it kind of flattened it out. And yeah, so this is the book for the top book, and then these books are going to be sitting on a book like this, and they're going to sit up like this. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm using my Cricut Explore Air 2 to create the word table on each one. So here's one. This is all glued on, and this is like a poster board material, so it's actually one of these. So it's just pretty much a poster board, and I cut this off. So I cut it into a square, and then I put this on the Cricut pad and put it through the machine. Here I printed out several number ones, but the ones in the Cricut is actually much thinner than this, so I had to like copy and paste it 6 times, and then I staggered it on the screen to make it thicker. Unfortunately, this font will not bold, so I had to like make my own bold. What I had to do for the number ones, I ended up having to do for all of the numbers because all of them were too thin. So this is the process that I used for each one. The next thing I'm going to make are these hearts. These decorative things made out of book pages. And as you see, there's 4 panels on each side. And it's attached there. And the pages that I'm using are from this dictionary. This is like a little old pocket dictionary. And what I did was just rip out 4 pages at a time. So I counted 4 and just ripped them out. So that's what I'm using for these, and I'm going to demonstrate how to make this using these. And I'm going to probably do it maybe once or twice just to show my method. So what I did was just cut down the strip here. These are the parts we're not going to use, the parts that are coming off. Put those to the side. And then what makes it easy for these is that it already has like a line, so the strips will be pretty even. And I don't have to really worry about that too much for, you know, making sure everything is straight. And then I don't really want to see the line on here, so I'm just going to cut that off too. And they don't have to be perfect strips, just a rough way to cut. And then so these 2 strips or one section of the 4 pages will give you one of the hearts. So this is how, and it's a very simple folding. It kind of looks like it could get annoying, but I've found an easy way to do it. So the first one, I do line it up pretty straight at the bottom, but then the next one I kind of line it up and then just tuck it in and make sure it's just a little lower than the one before, and then do the same thing for the next one. And it doesn't even have to go all the way in at this point, just like this. Take this one here, do the same thing, and then this is going to be the last one that's going to be all the way at the bottom. So there's the 4, and then just lower it down, tap it into place like that. Then take a stapler, just make sure it's straight, and then just staple it here where that first strip is. This is the bottom. And there you have that. And then I'll just do it again. I won't even demonstrate on the second one because it's pretty repetitive. So I'll just do it again on this one, and then I'll show you how this one is done. Maybe I'll do the other one in like a little fast motion because it is very repetitive. Just tuck these in. Sit it down and tap. And there it is, all done. So I'll just do this one really fast. And then now that we have the two pieces, the staple, where the staple is divided, is where it's going to be glued, so that you only see the full staple on the side. You can always cover that if you need to, but I'm not going to do that. So, and then we're just going to take the glue gun, I'll add a little glue right where the staple is, and then press those together. And then this is where, you know, the bottom of the first little strip is, kind of, it pretty much lines up with the one on the other side. So then we just cut off the excess right underneath that first strip. And then we're left with this. And then I'll just do the same thing for this one. And you can cut it off at any point that feels right. I've just been cutting them off at underneath here, but of course we can cut it here if we wanted to make the tail a little bit longer. So for this one we can do that. And they can be, you know, alternated. So I think for a few I will just let it be a little bit longer. But this is how they look. 15 table wedding that I'm preparing for. And I'm putting 2 of these at each table. And here's a final setup of all the pieces being put together. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.